Today we're going to break down all the parts we used in this LS swap in this 1976 K5 Blazer Chalet Special. We started by sourcing a Gen 3 5.3 liter with 156,000 miles from LKQ. We did do a total reseal on the engine, new oil pump, pickup tube O-ring, oil pan gasket, front cover, front seal, rear cover, rear seal, engine barbell, along with valve cover gaskets. We did also replace the oil sending unit on the engine. For the most part, everything else came from LKQ. As far as intake injectors, we did do a 92mm Holley Sniper throttle body, along with the Holley sensors, the IAC and the TPS. We're not going to list any part numbers on the screen. Everything will be directly down below in the description. So if you're looking for any of these parts, that's where you can find them. We'll put the part numbers and the direct links down below in the description. For the transmission, we picked up a level 1 4L60E from Tim Smith with a stock spec torque converter. For the T-case, we're running an NP208. It's a manual shift, and it allowed us to bolt up directly to the 4L60, modify the shift linkage. We did have to change the pigtail on the ACES jackpot to be able to pick up the VSS signal, but it actually worked really well, and we got the speedometer dialed in as well. Not the speedometer in the truck, but the one inside the ACES for shift points and whatnot. As far as mounts go, we used Dirty Dingo motor mounts, the slider mounts for a C10. We used the stock MP208 transfer case mount, and the cross member, I believe, come out of the 89 truck or Suburban, four-wheel drive truck or Suburban. For the drive shafts, we did take the stock drive shafts and have them cut down a little bit. I think the front one was almost a direct fit, but the rear one did have to be cut down some. We also did new U-joints while we were in there, and I think he might have replaced one of the yokes. For the fuel system, we ran an 88 to 91 four-wheel drive K5 or Suburban fuel tank that has a baffle inside for EFI, being that the 87 and up units were EFI capable because they were TBI. So we got a new factory style, factory replica tank, and then we dropped in a Quantum drop-in unit, say a 450 liter per hour pump from Quantum as well. And then we got with Evil Energy, and we sourced some 6AN CPE kits, and we ran all CPE from front to back for the fuel system. It's got an Evil Energy inline 10 micron filter. The intake we ended up with did have a regulator built into the fuel rail, so that's what we decided to go with on this. So it is a return style, but it returns at the fuel rail. Hey, real quick, guys, I just want to update y'all and let y'all know that we did not end up running the Quantum pump in this truck. We had a failure, and it was a failure far from home. The customer had to tow the vehicle back, and this isn't the first failure we've had with Quantum in the last few months. So we decided to pull the entire assembly out, and we put in a Holley, and we will update that part number down in the description. I'm not going to include the Quantum part number. I don't want anybody else going through what we went through, but I just want to keep it real with you guys. We did not leave the Quantum unit in it. We ended up putting a Holley in it, but all that happened after we filmed this video. So now let's get back to it. For powertrain management, we're running an ACES EFI jackpot for LS. We did select a drive-by cable unit with trans control, a 5.5-inch display, and then for all the extra stuff like the fans, and have any extra accessories or anything he wanted to add on and have fused or relayed, we went with a BP Automotive DIY LS swap harness and just relabeled the fuses and used them for what we needed. All right, so for headers and exhaust, we're running a set of Speed Engineering stainless shorty headers for a LS swap C10. And then we decided to go with a 2.5-inch builder's kit, and we built true dual exhaust all the way back. I say true duals, it's true duals until it gets to the muffler, which is a single Speed Engineering stainless steel 2.5 dual in, dual out. So it's duals into the muffler, duals out, but it is a single muffler. And then we ran them all the way back and dumped them at the corners of the very back of the truck at the bumper, or as close to the bumper as we could with the camper. The entire exhaust system on this truck is 304 stainless steel, is V-banded all the way out. It's a really nice system. I think we did a great job on it. I think it doesn't sound bad at all. It still kind of has like an old small block feel to it. Honestly, if the truck pulled up and he didn't pop the hood, you probably wouldn't believe it's even LS swapped, because it has that vibe going for it. All right, so for cooling, we've got a cold case radiator. It is a 4-row, and it's supposed to be a direct drop-in for 67 to 76 models. However, it was not a direct drop-in. We had to kind of make some mounts to get it mounted upright, but we got it in there. It did come with the shroud and a good set of high-quality fans, and they seem to be doing a great job keeping this thing cool. Compared with that radiator, we are running a set of ICT billet C10 swap upper and lower radiator hoses. I really think for what the cost of radiator hoses are at the parts store these days, the ICT billet C10 swap hoses, if you're running a C10 or something that's set up similar to a C10, you just can't beat it for the money, if I'm being honest. If it does cost any more than stock hoses, it's really not much, but I don't see it really costing any more. From there, we're running a 16-row transmission cooler with CPE 6AN lines all the way to the back to the transmission. Got away from any stock lines there. We are running a 99 and up coolant reservoir, just a stock truck reservoir. We ordered a new Dorman unit. I really like how they set the LSs up from the factory, and you don't have problems with them overheating as long as you set them up a certain way and have a good radiator. So we decided to do one of those in this unit. As far as front accessories go, we're pretty much just running stock truck accessories. We did get a ICT billet AC compressor bracket for the R4 style pancake compressor that we decided to go with, but it is a R134 Freon. And then he had custom lines made for the AC, but we got the bracket and the tensioner and that idler pulley that you see all from ICT billet. And then we're just running a stock truck bracket for the alternator and power steering. I think he did get new alternator, power steering pump, and then we ran a used water pump that we had. And I think the last thing that we really have on the list is going to be the cold air intake, which we sourced from Speed Engineering. It is a universal unit for LS swaps. We use a ton of them. You can modify them in a few different ways to use them in different ways, set them up, aim different ways, whatever the case may be. So he can go do some overlanding and travel and do camping and trail riding out in Washington State and Colorado, and he wants to go up northeast. So that was the goal here. We want to build something reliable, build something that he can take across country, build something that's self-learning, so when he's out in the mountains, he can turn self-learning on, get to the top of the hills, and be good to go. They did a really good job redoing the camper. It's got all these cedar boards in it. This thing folds out and this turns into a bed. It's got a sink and a counter. And then they're about to have a baby, so he designed this right here for the bassinet, so the baby can go camping with him too. Then he's got a fridge and freezer over here. Runs off electric. Let's see, down here, I believe. This is diesel heater. Looks like it might have tipped over. Oh, may not have it set like that. And then I think down there is a water tank, and he's got that little window there so he can see the level of the water tank.
And the little latches.
Yeah, little latches there, of course. A little more storage, looks like maybe a water heater. And he's done a great job at updating this thing and bringing it back to life and putting it back on the road. Of course, he's got new canvas up here, the zipper windows. If I'm not mistaken, he said he had them add 2 windows. I think it only had them on the sides, and he had them to the front and back too.
And that definitely added a good breeze in here too.
Yeah. And then of course you've got some storage up here, or if you got a small child, they can sleep up there, I'm sure. But this thing's too cool, man. I like the heck out of it. It's an honor to be able to swap it. Put an LS in it. With like 12 or 15,000 miles on the odometer. This thing hardly ever saw any real travel time. And I think he drug it out from under a lean-to out in like New Mexico, if I'm not mistaken. I'll have to verify that with him, but I'm pretty sure that's where it comes from. Kind of sketchy. It's got springs. They used to pull down these ratchet style pull downs right here. Figure this out. Yeah, like that. It creates like a ratchet cinch so that thing can't blow up on you going down the highway. Still not very good with it though. It's the Chalet VIN tag right there, number 658. She does have new vinyl stripes being made for it. I'm gonna wrap that with vinyl, but do it that color. And then he's either found these stickers or he's found somebody that can redo that sticker. The Blazer Chalet on the back, fiberglass door. And this canopy on the side does come out and swing around 270 degrees, so that means it should come all the way around to about right here. But that's everything we used to LS swap a 1976 K5 Blazer Chalet.